Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 499 of the DrunkNerds podcast. I am Tyler, and join me, we have the cutest dog, second cutest dog in the whole wide world. We have the German taco himself, and also the man, the myth, the legend, Sir Colonel Gables. What's up, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing all right. All things considered, it's been an interesting day. The new tiers for PlayStation Plus have hit live. There's been some interesting stuff that I've had on, lots of different glitches. I know you came across a couple this morning that you sent me, and in my half awake slumber, I thought, oh yeah, okay. And I didn't see the
Yeah,
part where the cost of them.
yeah, yeah. I was up. I got up at like 5:30. I'm on vacation this week. It is Monday, June 13th. Um, and I was up at like 5:30 this morning. I couldn't sleep. I'm like, oh, I'll just play a game of Madden or whatever. Started
Yeah.
playing that, and I looked in the PSN store, and all of a sudden, like I was looking just for new games and stuff like that. And then as I was scrolling, it was loading new games in there, and it was like, I'm like, Hot Shots Golf, what the fuck? $10. Then all of a sudden, I see Tekken 2 and Mr. Driller for $1,000 a piece. Um, and so I took pictures and I sent them to
You want to
Gables.
know what's funny? They've taken down the prices for both
They're
of
just
those
subscribed.
games.
Yeah, all of them are
They're
like that now. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Except for like maybe a couple, but the ones that were egregious that were labeled like 999 US dollars was friggin' edited to where now they're just subscription
Yeah,
based.
so all the ones that were saying like $5, $10 and stuff like that, I guess people were like other people were seeing that too, and they were trying to buy them to see what, like, oh fuck, I could buy Hot Shots Golf for $10 or whatever, and I guess it wouldn't let you buy it. So I it was just as it was like uploading, it was live, like literally live uploading stuff onto the channel, onto the store. So but yeah, but anyways, that's not why we're here. We are here to talk about the Capcom Showcase.
Oh yeah.
If you're listening to this podcast, look down in the show notes there. You'll see links to all of our social sites, your podcasting apps that you might use, and YouTube, stuff like that. Go on there, click on that YouTube channel, like, follow, subscribe, and maybe watch our live reactions to the Capcom Showcase that we
Hmm.
just did. And then yesterday we also did a live reaction to the entire Xbox One as well, and did an episode on our full thoughts on the Xbox Showcase. So please check all those out. Like, follow, subscribe wherever you listen to it. Leave 5-star review, leave comments, and share this with your friends. We really would appreciate it. But Gables,
Yes.
we just had the Capcom showcase here. We just watched that. It's about 35 minutes long. Not too many announcements here. It's kind of more updates. I don't think nothing was actually revealed. As far as like new games, it was just all updates on some of
No.
the games that are out already or coming out. So for start off here, we had Monster Hunter Sunbreak. Um, Game looks really good. Neither one of us are huge fans of the Monster Hunter series, but I think, yeah, these games always look good. I just, man, if I had like a good PC, I'd be more interested in playing this. But I'm zero interested in playing this on the Switch. Um, like those games just look too big for the Switch. Um, but I don't know. I mean, I don't have anything to really say on that one. Gables, you?
Well, yeah. I will I will point out and stuff like that that I did like a lot of the various monsters they're introducing inside of this expansion. They look fairly vicious and also look like a hell of a lot of fun to try to take down. And I do like the aspect that they're trying to include like a bunch of classic monsters from past Monster Hunter games. I believe they've done it before in past Monster Hunter games as well, bringing back classic monsters and have you go through and do like whatever in regards to try to take them down, farm their resources or whatsoever. So yeah, Sunbreak is looking like a pretty interesting expansion.
Yeah. Gables, I just want to point out for the last 48 hours or so, or 24 hours
Uh-huh.
or so, I've
Yeah.
had this song stuck in my head and I couldn't figure out where I heard it from.
Yeah.
And literally, as you're talking, it just kicked in. It's the goddamn Persona 4 song that was in the trailer from yesterday. And I don't know the words to it. I just keep hearing I just have that in my head. I just kicked in. I'm like, where is that music? And I just figured out where it's from. It's from fucking
uh,
Persona 4. God damn, it's like a goddamn earwig. Yeah,
Fun
sorry.
fact, all those songs are pretty catchy.
God, I'm never gonna play these games now, especially because of that. But Next up, we have the Capcom Fighting Collection. I know you're really jazzed, and also the Capcom Arcade Stadium 2 Fighting Collection is coming June 24th. The State Arcade Stadium 2 is coming July 22nd. The Arcade Stadium stuff, you can actually buy those games a la carte. I don't know the full price. I'm guessing it's
Yeah.
probably like the $30-$40 range. But
Yeah.
you can buy the games a la carte, but they haven't put a price down. I've heard $4 or $5 a piece is what some have said. And then they had some deals if you bought like if you pre-ordered it, like you got like a version of Street Fighter 2. And then there was another game I can't remember what it was. I forgot to write it down. But I mean, I know you're excited for these games.
Oh, absolutely. Especially that collection set because it includes a lot of Darkstalker content, which honestly, I've been saying before for people, if you are a fan of Darkstalkers and you want them to make a new one, hey, this is the best bet to show Capcom, hey, you buy this and this becomes a success, hey, maybe more likely we're going to see potentially in the future a new Darkstalkers fighting game.
Yeah.
But in regards to that, I like the collection because it includes not just like certain classic Street Fighter games and like some obscure Street Fighter ones like Pocket Fighter and Super Gem Fighter whatsoever, but it also includes some arcade fighting games that not a lot of people are going to know about, like Red Earth and like Cyberbots and stuff, which were interesting concepts in their own right back in the day in the 90s. But yeah, I'm so excited just to try those out because I've only heard about them. I've never actually have seen them in action up until the announcement. But yeah, for that plus the Capcom Arcade Collection Volume 2, it looks okay. We've like yeah, I think you were saying though beforehand, we've heard about the releases for both of these. Especially the Volume 2 one was announced not too long ago. I do like the aspect that you can buy separate games individually if you choose
Mm.
to. It doesn't have to be like a buy everything in a set sum if you don't want to play a lot of that stuff. And I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure like it's cheaper if you buy the whole package, but yeah, it's cool. Like if you're only interested, because some of those, I mean, like I like how they started off with play some of your favorite games again. And it's like, like I said, like who the fuck think you're Nintendo trying to
Yeah,
sell us these
exactly.
games for the umpteenth time? So it's, it's somewhat joking on that one, but yeah, it's cool though. If there's only like instead of like making you like if you want to play these games and instead of making you buy this whole collection if you only want a couple out of them, that's great.
Right.
It's awesome that they're doing that. Um, Next up here, Gables Exo Primal. That is that dinosaur-looking game that everybody thought was Dino Crisis when they announced it earlier this year in March at the State of Play. So it is actually 5 players. It's coming 2023. You're like in like mech suits. I believe it's like a virtual reality type thing or something going on here.
Yeah.
And Gables, you and I, we talked a lot of shit during this whole thing, and
Absolutely.
then we saw the swarms coming of fucking little raptors. And let me tell you, Gables, I want to play this game. I'm gonna look. I looked on their website like as soon as they announced it to sign up for this fucking
Yeah.
Exoprimal closed network test because I'm fucking playing the goddamn thing. I don't have any. I don't think this game is gonna be good at all. Like I don't think it's gonna be bad. I think this will be the most 7 out of 10 type game. But
Oh yeah.
my
It
god,
looks
I
like
want to play this
stupid
game.
fun, dude. It absolutely
Yeah.
looks like stupid fun. Just the amount of like crazy crap and situations. I literally couldn't stop laughing in certain like oh jeez, certain situations and stuff like that where you're literally playing through the game, you're shooting like various dinosaurs and stuff, and all of a sudden in the background you just see like a little vortex open up, and there's literally like hundreds of dinosaurs, like raptors, raining down onto a freeway, and it's like running down like along the side of a broken freeway, and I could not help but laugh at that, man. It's such a crazy like visual image, and God, man, it just makes me smile, dude, because it's like this stupid, mindless shit that I like in video games, to where
Hmm.
you have all these absurd situations that video games can place you in and stuff like that, and then you have this supposedly this almost like super serious sort of action style squad based game, and all of a sudden you see all these raptors coming around and dinosaurs, and yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm blown away by that. God damn it. I think it's only PC, Gables.
Is it only PC?
I think it's only PC. I'm double checking here. Oh man, no! Don't
Hey,
do this
geez,
to
this is
me.
why I don't have you with me right now.
Hey, you be nice to German Taco.
Oh, he's fine.
Yeah, it's only PC. God damn it. Um, Bullshit. Yeah, I don't have zero interest in actually buying this game. I think if there was like if I had like 2 or 3 other people to play with this like often enough, this would be fun. This would be a great like Game Pass game. Right
Yeah,
here, this is a perfect Game Pass game. Um,
absolutely it
but
is.
it looks like I think it would be a good mindless fun game. Like I was looking at it, I'm like, all right, it looks like Overwatch kind of because it's hero based. You have like the one guy that has like the big mech tank, your tank guy that has the
Yes.
big shield up to protect everybody, while like one of the people in the team was trying to do a task. I was getting like Lost Planet vibes. Like this is like this generation's Lost Planet games, since those kind of all went away. We got three of those real fast, and they just died off. Um, but yeah, I really thought this game looked kind of fun. Like I said, it's not. This is not a day one buy. This is not a $70 game. But like, man, if rentals were still a thing, man, if rentals were still a thing, I would like to check this out, for sure. But yeah, if this ever comes to like uh, PlayStation Plus thing or Game Pass or something like that, I would for sure be down. Or if there's like an open, like a console beta or closed network test, whatever you want to call it, I'm in. I'm actually really in. Because I don't know. I think it could be like a mindless fun thing. I just love the swarm thing. Yeah, like it was like Days Gone, but dinosaurs, and that looked pretty badass. That one thing went from like I'm talking mad shit about this thing to like, oh okay, I actually want to play this. But yeah, look good. Looks
That's
good.
fairly true.
Yeah, just the 5 player thing is just a weird number. But
Yeah.
moving on here, we had Dragon's Dogma. That's really hard. I don't know why I can't say that. Dragon's Dogma, not two. It's a 10-year. Fucking Christ! It is 10 years this year, and they announced that they're going to be doing some video on June 16th at 3 p.m. Pacific time, which that is on Thursday afternoon. I'm sure a lot because there's been that Capcom leak from a couple of years ago where Dragon's Dogma 2 is a part of it. It's on sale right now for like $4.50 or $5 everywhere. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and like I've heard people talk about like there's a Capcom has like a history of like when they put a games on like a massive discount on
Yes.
stores. That means that there's gonna be an announcement of the next game soon. So I'm wondering if it's gonna be at that thing. But man, I bet a lot of people were pretty hyped and then pretty bummed when they were just like it was like a quick 20-second thing of a hey, Dragon's Dogma, check us out on Thursday.
Well, now
So
that it's
I
discounted,
wouldn't
I
be.
think.
Go ahead.
But like I was saying, man, it's like, well, now that it's discounted and stuff, like, you can always just pick it up super duper cheap if you haven't already.
Yeah, I might check. I don't know, I'll watch some videos on it. I've heard nothing but good things. It was a game I always wanted to play
Same.
back in the day, but just totally
I played the
missed
demo
it.
and that was it back then.
A lot of people were. I was listening to some podcasts recently because people were talking about possibly showing up this week, and people were saying like that, like been raving about Elden Ring all year, like saying, man, like you look at this game, like that was like almost like this was like the precursor to Elden Ring. I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna watch the trailers on this game because yeah, that was a game I always wanted to check out, but just missed it. But next up here, we had Resident Evil 8. They announced the Gold Edition. It's coming out October 28th. They showed some DLC of Shadow. It's called Shadows of Rose. Rose is the daughter of Ethan Winters, who's the
Mm-hmm.
protagonist from Resident Evil 7 and 8. She's kind of like in the Resident Evil 8. They just kind of sort of spoil the shit out of 8 for people in a way. Not really. I guess it's not full spoilers, but surprise, she survived. And Ethan's dead. But now it's like 16 years later, um, and she's got powers, which is all part of like something you learn throughout the game, throughout 8. Uh, and she's like goes into like this world basically to try to get rid of her powers. She just doesn't want these powers anymore. So there's somebody named Michael there. She's seen some weird shit. I don't know. I'm pumped that this is happening. Also announced that Mercenaries mode. They're adding new characters. They're adding like basically all the big bosses like Heisenberg and Lady D. And what's the big guy? I can't remember his name. But they announced all of them are coming to the Mercenaries mode and a couple new maps for that. So that's that like score attack kills many people as you can in a time limit or without dying. They also announced oddly enough third person mode is happening for the main game. So that's pretty crazy. So next year I believe next year you're getting the VR mode for Resident Evil 8 and now you're also getting
Mm-hmm.
third person mode. So they're really doing a lot to this. They're calling this the gold edition. So I imagine this is like they could put a new box out for $60.
Yeah, pretty
It has
much.
all that, but I'm curious what the price point's going to be and like how like substantial the Shadow of the Rose DLC is because I think that's the thing that everybody really wants. Oh, also the RE-verse is coming out that day as well. That was supposed to that's that multiplayer mode that looks like garbage because it's a Resident Evil multiplayer mode and they're all garbage. But it was supposed to come out day one when the game came out, but then they delayed it and then everybody thought
Right.
there's rumors it got canceled and they're like, no, it didn't get canceled. Now here's coming soon. Uh, I don't expect much from that thing. Like they literally just did the Resident Evil multiplayer mode for RE3, and that game came out and nobody cared about that. So, well, people like the Resident Evil 3, the story, but don't care about the multiplayer on that. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm fully on board to jump into some more content. I'm just kind of curious what it's going to be. Like, I know people really like the Resident Evil 7 DLC, which
Yeah,
DLC is most times, unless it's like a full blown expansion of a game, like just DLC pack, like small DLC things are usually not really great. But I don't know if it comes out and it's like a few hour long thing and it's at a decent price and good content there. I don't, but I don't know. I kind of want more of like the gameplay of Resident Evil 8, which is like a modern day Resident Evil 4, which even though we're getting a Resident Evil 4 reimagining, they did show more of that as well. We got a little bit of gameplay on that, like 10 seconds. But yeah, this looks something like completely different, almost like the medium type thing, maybe where you don't have any guns or weapons, and it's just like a horror. Like it look almost like she like either in the castle from Resident Evil 8, or it looked like almost kind of looked like she was in Spencer Mansion from the first game. But I don't know. I'm like I said, I'm all up for more content for Resident Evil 8. I'll take it, and if it's
right.
a good price and it's it sounds good, I'm all in for it. What about you, Gables?
Honestly, it looks pretty interesting, that Rose DLC and stuff. I know I come from the perspective to where, I've never fully played Resident Evil 8 before. Like, I still have it and like everything
Son of a
else
bitch.
on the backlog and stuff. But at the same point, if I had to if I had to suspect the pricing for like say the DLC itself, I could see it being like about a 25, like $30 like DLC, only because if it's substantial enough to where it's like at least a good chunk of hours long and stuff like that with like concrete continuation from the main plot of Resident Evil 8 and stuff like that, then yeah, this could be justifiably what accumulates Capcom to feel like they're going to charge a full price product and stuff when it comes out. So like about maybe $60 or something like that. That's coming October. That's me
Yeah,
guessing, but
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, the other ones from like 7, they actually put out like one of the ones was free, but it
yeah,
was very small. It was the one that ties in 7 and 8. The other ones they did were 10 to 15 bucks, but they didn't have all the other like the mercenary mode, the third person mode, and the RE-verse was not a part of it. So if
mhm,
they, hopefully we can just buy it a la carte, and I could just buy that for like 10 bucks or something. And like I imagine I wouldn't be shocked if this whole bundle thing is like RE-verse is free. That's not part of the gold edition. That
right,
was supposed to be a
right,
part of the main game itself. But the rest of it, if it's like if I could just buy the like I said the Shadow Rose thing for like 10 bucks,
yeah, that would
or
be
like
fine.
I hope they don't make us buy all of it. I imagine it'll be like 20 bucks probably for everything because the other stuff like the third person mode is I mean people will like that, but it's not. I don't think it's a substantial mercenary mode. I don't think that's big a deal. Here people are wanting this for the Shadow Rose thing, so maybe they know that and are like, well, we're gonna make
Yes,
you buy the rest to get to that. So I can see them doing that. It's kind of like the Nintendo DLC thing where we're gonna give you like two things of DLC for Breath of the Wild. The first thing is like, well, it's very small, and then the second thing is the thing everybody wants. Or like they did the same with Mario plus Rabbids, where it's like, hey,
yes,
we're gonna give you a challenge like a time attack stuff, and then the Donkey Kong DLC, the thing everybody actually wants, that's on the back end. But you got to buy the first thing to get to the real thing. So. I mean, that's not just Nintendo, but that's just the example I had in my head. Then the final, then they showed, like I said, they talked about Resident Evil 4 with the reimagining. Uh, don't call it a remake. Um, and we got basically that trailer again, and then we got like I don't know 10 seconds of gameplay, like 20 seconds more of some cutscenes. We got to see the villains a little bit, see what they look like. No Salazar still. Um, Bummed about that. I want to see my boy. I want to see what they did to my boy. But yeah, I am still super pumped for that game. It's coming soon. It's just crazy. Like we went from a few years ago, we were just dying for horror games, and now it's just there's like 4 coming out in the next like 8 months.
yeah. It's extremely interesting to think back to, but when God, even as far back as say 2015, we were just striving for even like remotely a consistent stream of
Yeah.
decent horror themed games because at that point it had been like almost a full decade to where it was just mostly focused from the release of Resident Evil 4 all the way to the action direction for a
Yeah. Then
lot
we
of
had like
games that even have horror themes. But
yeah, like all we had was like Dead Space 1, 2, and Evil Within 1 and 2. But go ahead.
yeah, exactly the point. But I do like the direction of where Resident Evil 4 so far is heading. I do like that they've done substantial upgrades in regards to the visual fidelity and also in terms of possibly, and I'm thinking I'm thinking like probably my head into the clouds right now, for future reference and stuff. Maybe they're going to be adding in a bunch of cut content that they had initially inside the planning development for RE4. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
so
what I'm
the
hoping anyway.
rumors, Imran Khan from Fanbyte, there's an article. We did the news. We talked about this. I think either earlier this year or sometime last year
Hmm.
when he officially leaked it, and he talked about it. And the idea of this game was to kind of go back to um, what the original game was supposed to be like. For like it turned, like four became more action based. Over time, and initially it was supposed to be kind of more in line with like the Resident Evil games. We've seen like 1, 2, 3, and Code Veronica, and but instead the third person perspective, but be more survival based. Um, and like so, it sounds like this whole game is pretty much going to take place at night, kind of like we've
Nice.
seen from like 2 and 3, the remakes of those, and it's supposed to be more horror based. So
That sounds good
I'm
to me.
fully on board for that. Yeah, if it's just like if it plays as well as 2 and 3 does, I'm not like I'm not like Resident Evil 4 is one of my 10 most important games to me of all time. I've talked about over and over again for over 9 years of doing this podcast now. Um, I beat that game more than any other game. I talked about like I would try to go in and beat that game with killing the very minimal amount of enemies you can kill over 1,000 enemies. I maxed out every single weapon in the game. Played enough time where I can buy the infinite rocket launcher, which is the last thing you can buy in the game. And it's like
Hmm.
$1 million. And I played to the like my final thing I did is I beat the entire game only using the infinite rocket launcher. So
Damn.
yeah, I probably played that game 15 to 20 times over and over again. And I actually went to go re-download it because I bought the on 360 back in the day. They had the Resident Evil 4 HD port they did for like 360 arcade, and it
Hmm.
is no longer on the store. So I have to like they ported it to 4 or the PS4 and Xbox One, and I could buy that one. It's only like $8, but I'm like, well, fuck
Well,
you.
if you still, you could always just try to check back your downloadable list or something like that.
I went and looked at like games I own. It's straight up not on there. So
So when you
um, I
accessed it, was it through like the Xbox One or was it like through actual 360?
for my Xbox One S. I
Okay,
don't
okay,
own a
that makes
360
sense.
or one, but yeah, I just figured like I at least be able to, like I own the game. I figured I at least still be able to
Right,
re-download it.
right.
I knew it wouldn't be possible to buy it because they probably want you to buy the port from the last generation, but I
Yes.
feel like I can at least re-download it. But yeah, it's not even showing up. I haven't Googled like maybe I can still there's a way I can do it, but I'll do that after the podcast. But yeah, like I've been kind of like Jones and kind of replayed that game, even though like I replayed it back then when like probably 2010 11, and I played a good chunk of it. I don't think I beat it, but like at that game, they're like this game has not aged super well because it's all one stick. It's not twin stick. You can't move and shoot. But I just want to like pop it on easy and just play through it again for shit. Just kind of refresh the memory of what that game was before I jump into this one. But I'm not like a huge like it's I'm not like super worried about this game being like changing things or anything like that. Like I'm not that kind of like fanboy of the game, or like I'm not there. I'm definitely a fan of that game, and like I love that game very much. But I'm not like if they do massive changes to it, I don't think it's gonna bother me too much. It probably won't. 90% chance it won't. Like I heard a lot of people were upset about Resident Evil 3 where they took out the clock tower, and cut a bunch of content out of that game. But
And from what
uh,
I've heard, though, that was basically content that was probably the most frustrating part of the
yeah,
original Resident Evil 3.
yeah, people like I've also heard from a lot like it's the it seems like the more rational fans of that game, were like, no, I like that part sucked, and I'm glad they took it out. So, uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't like I never played Resident Evil 3. I played it like on N64 way back in the day, but I never really played it that
I
much.
think I only played
So
a little bit of it when it was re-released upon the PlayStation 3's storefront and stuff like that. I think I
yeah,
played a little bit of that plus like Resident Evil 2 and stuff. But the consensus was like, oh geez, yeah, from things that I was reading about and heard about back in the day, it's of that particular section was very egregious.
yeah. So I just wonder what they're gonna do now after 4 because we got Resident Evil 4, but like I mean,
Right.
are they gonna? I don't think they're gonna do 5 and 6.
Yeah,
Um,
why would they do 5 and 6 at this point
I
in
mean, it'd
time?
be great if they did 5 and like because five's actually a pretty good game. It's just there's some things they could fix up on that. But like 6 is an awful game. But I just wonder like I wonder how many people would actually be down to buy. I think they can make it good. Like I trust that they could. Like I trust Resident Evil full like whatever they do with Resident Evil at this point, I'm fully on board for.
So
In the
so
main
from
line, but
So probably like
Go ahead.
maybe what, by 2030 or something, they'll actually remaster, remake the entirety of Resident Evil 6, and it'll actually be playing it good instead of like a piece of shit.
Yeah, I just wonder how they're gonna do it. Cause like I mean, also with all this, they're changing the story of the games.
Yeah.
So it feels like it's all building to something. Because the way
Hmm.
two ended and the way three ended, um, it definitely feels like they're building towards something. Man, I didn't
Ooh.
beat the Claire mode in Resident Evil 2 with the
That's
new
interesting. That's interesting. I
what's it
never
called?
was really fully aware of that,
Yeah,
but maybe they're going to be basically building up to a culmination of Resident Evil 9.
yeah, or yeah, maybe 10 or something like that. I don't know, because like yeah, but it feels like they're building towards something, or maybe they do something that's like completely different. It's not nine, maybe it's like a prequel game to like seven, between before Ethan Winters, maybe I don't know, but it feels like we're doing like a Marvel's Avengers mashup towards something here on that. But
Hmm.
yeah, I just wonder what they're gonna do. Like Code Veronica, which is the actual original Resident Evil 3, before they were contractually obligated to switch what is the three that we know, and Code Veronica. Um, that's like that was the story of the game was originally supposed to be three, but then like they had an obligation with PlayStation, so they had that ended up having to be the case. Maybe I'm surprised they skipped right to four, because that one I've heard is very important to the story. But maybe I don't know.
Hmm.
Then are they gonna remake zero and one? Like I don't know. I mean I know they've done a remake of one, but fuck we just saw the remake for Last of Us, which is a 9-year-old game. They could remake Resident Evil 1 again. It's been 20 years. It's okay.
Absolutely.
So, and I would actually be on board for a remake of
Dude,
1.
I would love it if they would just go for this flat out remaster the original Resident Evil like they did with 2 and 3 and
Mm-hmm.
with what they're doing with 4. It's about time. The original remake of that game was back on the GameCube back around what, 2003? Or
Something
I
like
think
that, yeah.
it was something like that, yes. But I mean, sure, a remake of a remake, but at the same point, it was a substantial remake to where it looked fucking fantastic from
Yeah, that
back
was
then.
what we're 4 consoles past that now. So,
Yes.
I think it's in 20 years, it's okay if they remake it. I'd be on board with that. Like, if they end up remaking Zero One and Code Veronica, I mean that will take us to the end of this fucking decade.
Yep.
So maybe at the, yeah, like you said, 2030, maybe we're looking at remakes of 5 and 6. It's been at that point it will be 20 years for 5 and over 15 for 6. Um, so yeah, and whatever they do with Resident Evil by that point, we'll imagine we'll have a Resident Evil 9. But yeah, we're way ahead in that one. But I'm just kind of curious where they go from here because Resident Evil 4 seems like the last big substantial one they can really do.
True.
Um, but then yeah, like I already talked about, Resident Evil 2, 3, and 7. The PS5 and Series S and X uh, updates are out today. It's free for people that
Hmm.
already own them. I own 7 and 2 digitally. I can't remember if I bought 3 physically or not though. So I don't want to replay it again, but I just want to get the trophies. So I
I
might,
think I I think I got
if
like
it's cheap, I
seven
might
and
just buy it.
three. 7 and 3 I got digitally. Then physically I got
Okay.
Resident Evil 2.
Okay. So yeah, I beat 2 and 7. So I'm literally just gonna download them, and then just bring my story save over and pop the trophies, delete them. I might I'm in like a replaying game mood right now. I'm like replaying Hellblade right now. I just re-downloaded Gears 4. Um, Man, maybe do I want to just re-download and play Resident Evil 2? Because I only beat the Leon story. I didn't beat Claire. So maybe I should maybe play Claire. I don't know. Anyways, though, yeah, that was announced coming out today, and there's a patch for like people that own it on PC. Um, yeah. Also, Resident Evil 8 is coming to Mac. So
Yeah.
for people that's weird, but okay. Well, whatever. You don't have to come to us. We'll go to you with that. So, but yeah, I mean, I thought it was like I didn't go in with super high expectations. Like we were like you were even asking like, do we actually need to do this because last year sucked so bad?
Yeah.
Because they just didn't really show anything, and it was just like them announcing that they're doing things without actually like they announced, hey, we're doing DLC for Resident Evil 8. It's now in development. It was just like a screen with some words on it, and that was it. So yeah, I'm this is actually pretty good. Like yeah, like I would like the first 10 minutes was the Monster Hunter Sunbreak thing. It didn't. I mean, I'm not my game, but I know there's a lot of people out there are super excited for that game. They announced they're doing a bunch of content for the game, for like seems like the next year. After you buy Sunbreak, um, the Capcom Fighting Collection. I know that's more up your alley. Exo
Hmm.
Primal, way more entertained by that than I ever thought I would be. Dragon's Dogma. I might check out some videos and maybe I'm on vacation this week and I don't I got the quarry to play, but I want to talk about this real fast, Gables. This is different, I know. I'm so fucking old right now. I'm 33, I know, but I am someone that struggle. Like on the weekend, on the weekdays, normally when I work to work, 9:30, 10, I got to be up at like 5:30 in the morning. So I'm
Hmm.
usually like to be in bed by like 9:30. On the weekdays, I'm not tired of shit. Weekends though, Friday rolls around, it's 9:30 now. I'm gonna stay up. I'm gonna watch some movies, play some video games maybe. 9:30 rolls around, can't keep my eyes open. I
Yep.
don't want to play Quarry at night. It's a spooky game, you know. I want to play this at night. It's the only way to play this game, you know. I went to go play it last night about 9 o'clock. I'm in the opening cutscene. I am drifting to sleep. Not because the game's boring, because I'm so fucking tired for no reason.
Dude, I literally had that same thing earlier on this week to where I was in my bed. I was playing my Switch, right? I decided to pop on some F-Zero just to fool around or something like that. And I was literally drifting off to sleep and stuff, and I crashed my fucking vehicle and it exploded. I'm like, what? I
Yeah,
woke up. Like, okay,
yeah.
I,
I'm like,
I
God
can't do
damn it.
this tonight.
Yeah, I just want to pop my headphones on. I got these PS5 headphones here I'm wearing, and I want to put those on. I want to play this game. Like I'm really looking forward to this game. I love these games, but I was like, man, like this is the downside. Like, normally their games come
Mhm.
out in the winter, so it's dark at like 5 o'clock at night. So I
Yeah.
can just pop when I get off work. I was like getting home when I'd be able to play them for an hour or two a night. And now because it's summer, sun doesn't start going down until like 8:30 or so. The sun doesn't fully go down until like 9:15 or so. So like I'm gonna wait. And the last 3 nights now, I try to go play it, and I'm just like, just yeah, no. It comes around, I'm like, I'm too tired for this. So yeah, I'm getting too old for this shit, Gables. Last year when I took a week off, it took me until like Thursday of my 1 week vacation to finally break my sleep schedule. So then I
Oh.
immediately had to switch back to my old sleep schedule. So I'm hoping I'm gonna try to fight it today. It's only Monday, so uh, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm just really enjoying my vacation. I just want to play this goddamn game, Gables. But anyways, that's everything showing off, Gables. I mean, like I said, I was going in with low expectations. I didn't know what to expect, and like I said, like Extra Primal, way more exciting than I thought it'd be. Not a game I'm gonna buy, but if it comes to like I said, Game Pass or something like that, one of these days, it'd be a fun game to check out. Like I think that'd be a
Right.
cool game to play with your friends. I don't think it's gonna be. It could be like it's gonna be a really fun 7 out of 10 game. Um, you know, Resident Evil 8. I'm excited to see more of that. These updates for 2, 3, and 7 for Resident Evil. Awesome. I'm grading on a curve here.
Hmm.
I'm gonna give it like an 8
Give it an 8?
for a Capcom on a Capcom curve here. It's an 8.
All right, for me, I would more or less give it a 7, only
Yeah.
because we saw a fair amount of gameplay in regards to the whole Sunbreak expansion that's coming out a couple weeks time and stuff. They did keep it in the realm of like they did keep it in the realm of like actually presenting stuff and showing some bits of
Yeah.
gameplay for some of the games were presenting and stuff. Yeah, most of it was pretty much content that we already knew, but I did like the fact that they revealed the DLC for Resident Evil 8. It was something we were expecting, kind of like in Sony's little state of play and
Yeah.
like
We're not
other
expecting
like
4.
yeah, yeah, but what's kind of funny about that is like not only did we get that DLC confirmed and like a gold edition of like Resident Evil Village confirmed, but the additive little touch in regards to that, we get free updates for like PS5 updates and stuff for Resident Evil 7, 2, and 3.
Mm.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. For those that already own the games already and stuff, you get that free little download and stuff you can do right now. I mean, I like that. And that was
Mm.
part of the reason why I graded it a 7 is because there was some surprises in there. There was some good content in regards to the gameplay of like say Sunbreak, that expansion and stuff. It's looking fairly good. Sure, Exoprimal stuff that had me laughing a little bit and stuff. It looks
Yeah.
like it's going to be a stupid fun sort of game when it
Yeah.
finally does release. But yeah, that's pretty much it though. Other than that though, hey, there wasn't really anything too like flashy or too like extravagant, but at the same time, one, they revealed like Street Fighter 6 not too long ago. Two, that roster got leaked. Three, they just showed Guile and stuff, so I wasn't really expecting too much Street Fighter 6 stuff.
Oh
Two,
yeah. Yeah.
like on top of that, it's like I came into this whole like showcase thing with very low expectations because of what happened last year, which was basically a lot of Phoenix Wright showing in gameplay and then like some blurbs and then the show was over.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, good
Yeah.
7 out of 10.
Yeah. I'm glad we did that. I'm glad we ended up watching this.
Yes.
But yeah. Like, and the reason like I want to explain real fast. 8 out of 10. It was 35 minutes.
Yep.
Um, there was only if like there wasn't anything groundbreaking in this thing for anybody, but like you look at like Summer Game Fest, like that show, like there was way more stuff I'm way more interested in than what was shown here, but
Yeah.
it was 2 hours nearly, and the pacing was terrible. So I just
Yeah, it
thought
was.
like if you have good pacing, like I said, if that like I said a couple days ago, if that was an hour long video and it's just boom 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 of stuff, would have been way higher ranked than what we gave it. We both gave it a 6. Um,
Yes.
so that's why on the curve, it's 35 minutes long. Kept it short and sweet. Compacted it to a handful of announcements, not really announcements, but just some updates, stuff like that. Um, yeah, so I enjoyed it. It was good times. But thank you guys for watching. If you are listening, if you liked all that and you want to find us more places, Twitter, Facebook, podcast services, YouTube, all those fun jazz. Look down in the show notes. You'll see links you can click right on. It'll take you to our main pages for all those places. It has our personal Twitter accounts as well. So like, follow, subscribe, 5-star reviews, whatever you can do. Ring, click the bell, whatever all the things all the other people tell you to do. Do that for us, please. We do this for fun. We're two guys with full-time jobs that we don't make money
Mm,
off this. We just do it because we like talking about video games. But
exactly.
yeah, thank you guys for watching or listening. I was host. I was Tyler.
And I have been Colonel Gables. So until next time, everyone, have yourself a fun week.
Hey, Gables.
Yes.
Too sweet.
Too sweet, man.
Bye, guys.
See ya.